Good evening everyone and welcome back to A Place in Space. It's Tuesday, you know what that means, it's new comic book day, let's do it, there's a lot. Okay, kicking off with DC, I'm loving DC right now, I know I always do, but I'm loving them even more. Action Comics is kind of spearleading the new charge for all things Superman, should we say. Now we're now on 1052. 1050 was beautiful and colourful. 1051 got a little bit darker and now we're very much in the thick of it. It's getting a little bit grim. All things Metal are going a little bit grisly. Liking that. There's a beautiful backup strip as well. Look out for Superman number 2 coming your way very soon. New Superman number 1 sold out on pre-order. It's all going a bit big for things in blue. Now, very near and dear to my heart is Batman, obviously, but Ram V's been cooking up a storm ever since he kicked off on Vault Comics as These Savage Shores, and he did a little bit of The Many Deaths of Later Star over on Boom, made himself a little bit of an indie sensation, dropped on Detective Comics, and oh my lord. Everything's gone massive for this man, and rightly so. His writing is fantastic. The artwork is sumptuous, a little bit psychedelic. That reminds me of many panels from Arkham Asylum. Just lovely stuff all around from the two big books from DC right now. It gets a little bit grislier. Batman vs. Robin Part 5, the finale is here, and this also ties into the epilogue of Lazarus Planet. So there's a lot of things, as you may expect, the Lazarus Pit-centric to this going on right now. Bit of a triumphant end to the storyline. I'm personally loving that. I'm going to get back to those very soon because I want to see what happens with all things Damien very near and dear. Harley Quinn has been battling, shall we say, the Harley Who Laughs. Can we call her a thing? Yeah, I think we can. DC keep on banging on about her, so it's doing very well. Part 6 is out now. Harley Quinn's last part's there. It was very much a pleasure to see her go full part storylines rather than two-part mini epics. I like. Speaking of a man who does a proper epic, Tom King, my God, the man's been, for me, he's on fire, and he's at his best, and he's at his shortest. Hear me out. If you give him a 90-issue Batman run, he gets a little bit middled and kind of loses his way. If you say, Tom, I need you to give me a year's worth of books, the man annihilates it in the best possible way. This is The Human Target Part 12. I cannot wait to read that. I've got the first hardcover at home. Second cannot come soon enough. Yes, please. Very cool. All things Shazam, I know is coming your way in the movie theatres very, very soon indeed, is collected in a whopper of a DC anthem. Not really an anthology. Can I call it an anthology? I can. There's 8 stories in it. It's an anthology. It's Shazam. It's out now. If you want something a little bit more kid-friendly, because this is definitely a lot more playful than everything else I've just talked about, catch that in your bag this week. Marvel. There's a lot going on for Marvel this week. Let's go through these quite quickly, so bear with me. Spider-Man number 6 is brought to you by Dan Slott, and this is by far the way the biggest issue of it so far. This went ginormous last night over on pre-orders, and we're basically out. So yeah, there's, as you may expect, there's a first appearance happening in there, and Dan Slott's first triumphant return even to all things Spider-Man is triumphant. He says using the same word twice in a sentence. I can do that. I'm not on the government payroll. Okay, we've got Spider-Man Unforgiven. Number 1. This is brought to you by Tim Seeley. How much Tim Seeley have you heard recently? A lot, for very good reason. The man is having a bit of a career renaissance, may I say. He's doing very well indeed. This is out now. It's his basic love letter to all things darker Marvel heroes and vampires. So Spider-Man kicks off. That will canon into the X-Men special, and then finally the Captain America special. So watch this space. That will continue to get bigger. Also, I'm going to bring that back. That's got a Carl Hotz cover, which deserves a second look. Thank you very much, Carl. That is lovely. Now, Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones is going to be enormous. No matter what way you cut it, Spider-Gwen is a huge character. Ghost Spider continues to be a huge character. Absolutely massive, no matter what. Now, she's come back for a bit of a second run. She's going up against the big Spider-Man villains, really. Doc Ock, Sandman, Vulture, etc, etc. Apart from they all appear to be clones of her. So Gwen is not having a nice day of it. That looks particularly interesting. Emily Kim is writing that one, who did Silk for you very recently as well. So watch that space. Rogue and Gambit, Marvel's most nefarious romantic duo, are back, of course. They're on the search for Gambit this time. I had a quick little look. He's not really in there. So Dastardly Escapades will be coming away very soon. This, however, is very cool. Also, Marvel are asking you to write in to let you know how much more you want of the Murder World sequence. So, as you may expect, almost all the key players so far are dead, and it's up to the finale to let you know who survives, and Marvel are asking you if you want more, so let them know. And finally, I Am Iron Man is out this week as well. That kickstarts new number 1, and we go over to 2 of the biggest launches from Marvel in an absolute age. First of all, Hallows Eve, number 1. Now, Janine Gotti. If you don't know who Janine, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her how Marvel wish me to pronounce her there, but essentially, she is really quite a dark character. She's spun over into Amazing Spider-Man, of course, a couple of months ago to great acclaim, and she does have a bag of masks. Now, every single different mask she wears will imbue her with different amounts of various powers, and it's not going particularly well, may I say. It's dark. That alone, whenever you see a nice good old splash face, I love it when Marvel do that. It's very friendly, but there's definitely setting you up here for a lot of a darker tone than you've got going on in the main Amazing Spider-Man book, which I'm living for. So all up for that. I'm going to sneak in a cheeky little tidbit that Chief just let me know a few months ago. That, ladies and gents, is the biggest selling book of the week by 100 copies. Apologies if I've just ruined a future video for you this week, but that is the biggest selling book of the week by 100 copies. We've got a few left online. Be hasty, folks. But my favourite, Cosmic Ghost Rider. Obviously, Frank Castle became the Herald of Galactus. He even became a Guardian of the Galaxy, actually, at one point as Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then he didn't. And then he kind of did again. So it's a lovely return to all things Cosmic Ghost Rider. It's a beautiful issue. It reminds me of a lot more kind of mellow Steve McNiven, if you can imagine a thing. Very kind of old school, dusty Western vibes. I'm going to find a page here, which is, and there we go. Very cool, loving that, cannot wait to see where that goes. I'm always a sucker for the Cosmic Ghost Rider, because if you take Ghost Rider, add Fire and Spikes and Frank Castle, I am so in. A few quick indies, and we're going to move into covers of the week because I'm being told to get out of here. This looks awesome, folks. Now, Red Zone is brought to you by Cullen Bunn, who is on fire right now. This is AWA Press printing this one. Imagine, if you will, now, this won't be everyone who read this, but Garth Ennis once wrote an infamous Punisher storyline called Mother Russia. It was one of the darkest things I've ever read and frighteningly critically current, may I say right now. At the time, it was pure fiction. But anyway, there we go. Mix that with something like perhaps Greg Rucker's Velvet, and you've got Tales of Espionage. You've got a quite unassuming secret agent in the US right now who's been sent in to meet up with his team in Russia. They don't end very well, and he has to get back. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grizzly artwork. Mike Diodato Jr. on the pencils there, folks. That is fit. If you pick up an indie, pick up that one. Or this one. This is Hunt Kill Repeat, brought to you by Mad Cave Comics. You're looking at the pantheon of Greek comics here, thrust into the modern era. Pantheon of Greek comics? I just say that. Pantheon of Greek gods. Let's try that one. Thrust into the modern era. Mad Cave will have you covered. That looks a beautiful, very, very heavy set indie comic there. You get a lot for your buck in that one. Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer is doing the whole Old Man Logan thing, of course, because we all love heroes when they're old and the last one left alive. However, there is a new Last Vampire Slayer, brought to you by Boom Studios. Thank you very much. And finally, my favourite indie, possibly for a good long time, this is Phantom Road, brought to you by Jeff Lemire. This is fit. It's not just another post-apocalyptic vibe thing. Within 3 pages, he had me on goosebumps. Wicked. I love how Jeff does it. It's a very, very cool, stark, like desolate feeling book, and it's eerie. So that's Phantom Road #1. I think we got a little wedge on eBay. If you want them, be quick. Covers of the week, and then we go. Actually, I've got 2 first covers of notes, not necessarily cover choices of the week, but when that first came around, this is World's Finest. The Jack White cover, as it's referred to, sold out in seconds. We've got 10 more left online, but I'm sure by the time me and Chief have finished this video, they may not be. So be hastier than I was referring to you to be earlier. This is Sergeant Rock, Army of the Dead. Whenever Adolf gets himself a cheeky cover, the collectors always go for it, and they tend to go very quickly. So that's the last part, Sergeant Rock Part 6. And now, let's do this. We are on covers of the week proper. King Spawn. That is the Spears cover. Don't know who you are, Spears, but I'm loving that. That is really quite unique in the world of Spawn covers. You don't see too many just standard portrait covers, but it's cool. This is Ben Oliver doing a Harley Quinn cover. Not sure, that's the 1 in 25 ratio from this week. Don't know what way you prefer that. Also a little bit eerie, very cool. Jenny Frischen wouldn't be left undone, however. She chimed in with that, which is oh so bloody eerie. Really, really overly red, bloodshot eyes, fantastic stuff. You've not seen Madam looking so distressed in a while, but she still looks like she'd rip your nuts off. Perfect. Hallows Eve has a Stephanie Phillips, listen to me go. Stephanie Harms, let's try that one. That's the Hallows Eve #1 variant from Stephanie Harms. Lovely stuff, love that. We do have a few of that left online. And then we've got the Detective Comics. I was just waffling, oh so happily waffling about Ramby a few minutes ago. Well, he is working with some of the best cover artists in the game. No less so than this gentleman. That is J.H. Williams III. Ha! I mean, look at it. Perfect. Also, Kelly Jones is always a dude. Batman vs Robin Part 5, doing his thing. Kelly will never draw short ears ever again, unless he's forced to by DC, as I think he did belligerently a couple of issues ago on Batman Animated Adventures. However, he's back to his long-eared best. Now, I'm sure you were all expecting me to say this at some point, and correct, I am. Alex Ross is starting with his Timeless Villains series. We do not have these available on subscription. These are only available on pre-order through our eBay store, folks, or on day of release sale. There's so many, and the system cannot cope with them. So please, 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 if you want any of the Alex Ross Villains variants, please grab them on eBay pre-order, and we will have a few here on sale in the store. Okay, that is the only way to get them through us. So it's got to be Goblin. I mean, look at it. You can see his eyes through the lens, the goggles. It's perfect. Alex, we love you. That is it for me, ladies and gentlemen, this week. Right, a few quick notes, and please do listen up because these are important. One, we will be closed this Saturday here in store because the entire team will be up attending London Film and Comic Con. Come see us there. It'll be wicked. We'll be doing live Whatnot shows from the show, actually. God knows how it's going to work. I'm going to hand it all over to my boy Chief here because he's going to somehow make some magic happen. What else have we got to do, dude? 2, please like, comment, share, subscribe because it always works. And we do love to hear from you. The more comments, the better, because frankly, we love to disagree with you, or sometimes agree with you, whatever happens. And I think it's almost around o'clock, so I'm going to go now. But hopefully see you this weekend at the show. Please do remember we will be closed on Saturday. Okay, we'll be open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and next week it's business as usual. Much love, everyone. I shall see you at the weekend. Bye.